ARRYS Ancient Mariner, by Alfred H Miles. He was an ancient mariner what sailed the ocean blue. His craft it was the Crazy Jane what was made of wood and glue. It sailed atween Westminster and the Gulf of Timbuktu. Its bulkhead was a putty one, its cargo no one knew. I've heard as how when a storm came on it 'ud turn clean upside down, but I never could make out as why its skipper didn't drown. He was the most unwashedest old salt I ever knowed, and all the things as he speaked about was nearly always blowed. One day he told me a strawny tale, but I don't think it were lies, because he swore as it was true, though a big un as to size. He says as how in the Bisky Bay they was sailin' along one night, when a summat rose from the billin' waves as give him a nawful fright. He wouldn't exaggerate, he said, no, he wouldn't not if he died, but the head of that monster was most as big as a bloomin' mountainside. Its eyes was 10 times bigger than the moon, its ears was as long as a street, and each of its eyelids without tellin' lies would have kivered an ornery sheet. And now, said he, may I never speak agin if I'm a-tellin' you wrong, but the length o' that sarpent from head to tail warn't an inch under 10 mile long. To the end of its tail there hung a great whale, and a-ridin' on its back was sharks. On the top of its head about 200 seals was a-havin' no end of larks. Now as to believin' of what I says next yer can do as yer likes, says he, but this air sarpent or whatever he was he ups and he speaks to me. Says the sarpent, says he in a voice like a clap of thunder or a cannon's roar, now say goodbye to the air and the sky for you'll never see land no more. I shivered like a sail what struck by a gale, and I downs on my bended knees, and the tears rolls over my face like a sea, and I shrieks like a gull in a breeze. Says I'm an ancient old skipper, that's all, and I ain't never done nuffin wrong. He says, you old lubber, just stow that blubber, I'm a-going fer to haul yer along. Then he puts out a fin like a big barn door. Now this air is real straight truth. It sounds like a fable, but he tuck my bloomin' cable, and he tied it to his left front tooth. In another second more at the bottom of the sea the Crazy Jane was aground. Says I, you oughter be ashamed of yourself, it's a wonder as I wasn't drowned. Then he calls on a porcupine a-standin' quite near, says he, look arter this barge. Begging your pardon, that's a wessel, I says he, werry fine and large. With one of his eyelashes, thick as a rope, he ties me on to his nose, then down in a cave right under the sea like a flash of light we goes. He tuck me up to his wife, who was a mermaid with 3 tails. She was havin' of her dinner, and pearletly she says, will you have some o' these air snails? So I sits me down by her beautiful side. She'd a face like a sunset sky. Her hair was a sort of a scarlety red, and her nose was straight as a die. I hadn't sot a minute when says she to me, Sammy, don't you know me agin? Why, I'm the wife arter what you called your ship. Sure enough it was Crazy Jane. The wife as had bothered me all my life, until she got drowned one day, when bathin' out o' one of them their machines in this worry same Margate Bay. The sarpent was havin' of his dinner, and so she purposed as how we should fly, but says I to myself, what take you back, not if I knows it, says I. But how about them their tails? I says, on shore them will neither do. She says, you're silly, why can't you see they're only fixed on wire screw? So I tells her as how I'll go fetch the old ship while she's unscrewing of her tails, but when I gets back to the Crazy Jane, I finds there a couple of whales. I just had time to see the biggest of the 2 swallerin' of the ship right whole, and in one more moment he swallowed me too, as true as I'm a livin' soul. But when he got to the surfies of the sea, a summat disagreed with that whale, and he up with me and the Crazy Jane and all, and this airs the end of my tale. Then this old ancient mariner he says unto me, and onct he was shinin' in his eyes, it's just the sort o' story what no one won't believe, but it's true, little nipper, if I dies.